Okay, so I did this whole reading and it did not record, which is a little bit irritating to me. My phone does this every once in a while. So I just went through almost your entire reading, almost 30 minutes of reading, and it just blooped out. So I'm gonna work backward. I'm just gonna sum this up. And I'm gonna kind of go through it because I don't want to lift it up because this is a message for you. Normally I'll go through and do the whole reading all over again sometimes, but this is not what I feel in this situation. So what I want to tell you, this is the message that's for you. So apparently there's some type of imbalance. However, there is a victory, okay? There's also the Three of Staves, which represents being patient, okay? Now anything that I go through and I clarify, so the clarification on the imbalance may be a new passionate beginning that you may have had with somebody. I don't know if this is a relationship, but I do actually pull for that. But there's something that is new that began more recent, I would say. And it had a new passionate beginning. However, with this, with the victory, we have Hermit in the reverse, which generally means that in the upright, Hermit would say that you are finding the light within, but in the reverse, this is kind of you going against whatever your gut is. Also with the Seven of Wands in reverse, this would represent that you are no longer you're no longer being defensive about a certain situation or something. You've kind of let your guard down. And then with the Princess of Coins, clarifying that, I do believe that maybe this was a situation, I don't know if you were offered a new job or whatever the case may be, but this is, whatever it is, it will be prosperous. You will enjoy it. You will make money from it. Also with the Princess of Staves, I don't know if you're waiting on somebody, but somebody does, whoever it is or whatever this situation is, they do view you as love. You are looked at as love. So maybe you could be waiting for someone. Now, when I get a little bit deeper into this reading, this does say, and I didn't read, normally I would read the tarot for exactly what it is, but because of the way this came out, this was telling me to watch. This was a strong indicator that you needed to watch your back. You got two cards where your back is turned. One where somebody's kind of watching, like the lizard kind of come up and he's kind of have his hands, kind of creepy. He's doing something weird. Like you're holding him, but he's somewhere else with it. And which to me, like I said, it's something about watching your back. Also, with this card, the Two of Pentacles, with this being in reverse, I would say where he's creeping up on the woman. Because it's in reverse, I would definitely say watch your back. This is what was so interesting about the reading, is there were a lot of things as I was going through this reading. I don't know if there is a family, well, I'll get into this in a minute. And then I think that the way that this person looks at you though, like I don't know, maybe they have a foot fetish. Somebody really likes your feet. Or maybe you wear your hair in a bun a lot. I think that you are very focused on what you're trying to do with yourself and with your life. They are whoever this is completely into you. Like they would kiss your feet, basically. There is a lot of different energy that I'm getting. I didn't exactly tell you that at the beginning of this reading that I felt the energy, it was in my mouth, but then it kind of sank, but didn't go into my heart. It wasn't like that warm, tingly feeling. Normally the vibration goes up, but in this particular, the vibration actually went down. So apparently there's some type of imbalance with the energy, and it makes things really difficult because, you know, it seems like you're very focused on a path. I also think that there is a lot going on around you and in your environment. And with the two, you've got two energies. The overall energies, which is a Three of Pentacles in reverse. Both decks, I'm really kind of move this over so you can kind of see. Both decks show that there is some type of instability. I don't know if it has to do with the person that you're dealing with or it just has to do with your environment. But as I was reading and kind of really going through this reading, I noticed, and I was, you know, I knew I was going to pull this card, but it does say pay attention to the red flags. So I don't know if you need to watch your back. I don't know if there's some type of codependency that's happening. I don't know if there is addiction going on, maybe within the family. There's something that's happening, but it does say pay attention to the red flags. So I don't know if even maybe the person that you're dealing with may have addictive habits. You might want to be careful about that. I don't know if that goes with you. Also, it says forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more in your present love moments. So this is about forgiving and healing these things. And then it also says heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So, and then the overall energy was retreat. But as I went back into this deck, this is when or where I understood that there's something with codependency. I do believe that there's something that there's a certain kind of passion that you have, but I was trying to explain to you in my last reading or this last video that I thought that I was recording, but apparently I wasn't. That you need to be careful about love and lust, because what you might be passionate about, like the passion, sometimes can feel like the love, but love doesn't always necessarily require like passion. Like somebody could just be very passionate but not be in love with you. You understand what I'm saying? But what's interesting is and I wasn't even gonna read this, but and something told me I should and I didn't, and it was healing family issues. It says your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So I don't know if you had or have a parent that where there was addiction concerned, but there may have been something within your family, which maybe that's why I'm getting instability in the balance in the reverse, which is causing that imbalance within this reading. Now it does show that there is victory, so there is something strongly that you will win at. I do believe as I get into the rest of this reading, I can explain to you. I do think that you have this kind, like you're on a winning thing. Like, I don't know if you're really competitive, or if just right now you're really on the up. A lot of people are on the up, like COVID was really good to them. But I just think that right now, maybe possibly, maybe this has to just do with you being very competitive. But something is like you're winning at it. So we have the passion and codependency. So I don't know if it's a family member or something that's happening where somebody is I don't know if maybe you're codependent, feeling like that the passion between you and this person, like it would look like as if it was love, but maybe it's not. I don't know. The sun is in reverse. So to me, this is a situation that isn't necessarily blessed. Also, with the imbalance, it could be that the person that you're dealing with, there is some type of imbalance with them. Trust is going to be a factor. I don't know if you all have discussed wedding, or if you felt like maybe this person could be the person. Whichever way it goes, it's telling you to retreat. And as I was saying in the last reading, that this is all about introspection. Sometimes you're going to have to disconnect with everything and everybody. I feel like in the last reading that like whatever it is, it's heavy and it's making me tired as I'm doing this reading. So I feel like that, I don't know if it's your environment. I don't know if your environment is really draining. I don't know, but whichever the case may be, you have big medicine wheel but in reverse. So when I see this is telling me that there is a lot of healing that has to happen. Maybe even with the person that you're dealing with. And that's why I had gone back to where it said healing family issues. There is a lot that's going on within this reading, and I'm just trying to remember what I said before so I could sum it up. But just that there's a lot of, in order for there to be a new beginning, you would have to pay attention to everything that's going on around you. And sometimes that just means disconnecting from everything and everyone and really focusing back on yourself. I think that that's why you have the Hermit in reverse, because it's like your gut feeling is telling you that this is what you're supposed to be doing. I also think that you are disregarding the messages that God is actually trying to send you. I do think that your heart is in the right place, but I just think that you're kind of disregarding certain things. Maybe that's why your back is turned in those 2 love cards, is because you understand and paying attention to the red flags, like you're deliberately not listening when there is a clear message there. And maybe that's why there's big medicine wheel. What's also interesting is we have interference. And so this is where I had come to the point in the reading where I feel like that there's just a lot of things going on around you, possibly, or maybe even at the job, but it's causing a lot of interference. Maybe that's why I feel heavy in this reading. Like there's something that needs to be communicated. And like I said, the energy was resting, like it went from my mouth and then kind of sat on the top of my heart. Normally when I'm reading or when I'm meditating, the energy goes up, but this isn't up. In fact, my jaws are hurting from talking. So I think that there's some things that are really going on in your environment that you need to pay attention to. Maybe that's why there has to be that heart-to-heart conversation, because this daughter of fire, what she's doing is she's clearing the air. There's a whole lightning storm going on in the background with the sun and it being a beautiful sunset with the pretty poppies. But she's out there trying to clear the air. She's trying to clear the negativity in her environment. So I don't know what type of environment you live in. I just don't think that it's, I don't want to say it's not healthy. I just think that there's a lot of negativity and you really need to focus on healing yourself, family issues, everything, because it makes anything that you do, it makes it not, like, for instance, if you have a lot of things that you need to heal from, especially when it comes to family issues, it's going to be hard to have a stable environment. And I got that twice. Instability in your environment, like this three of coins would represent building a strong foundation. But with this being in reverse, this is indicating to me that that's not what's happening. It's like it's not a solid foundation. The overall advice, and this is where actually it cut off, was transition. And it's interesting because it lands on big medicine wheel. It says release attachments of what was and prepare for what's to come. You will, if you haven't already, go through a strong transition. You need to be ready. It's not always going to feel good. There is probably going to be pain involved because you're trying to heal. I think it's important for you to address your feelings. And it doesn't necessarily mean, I'm not saying that you need to go to people and be like, you know what, you hurt my feelings, blah, 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 blah. Or, Mom, Dad, this didn't happen right in my life. It's all your fault that my life is fucked up. No. This is addressing certain things within yourself. This is you coming to peace with you in your life and the things that have happened. Okay? Job. So, I'm sorry, before you go to job, it says release attachments. Doesn't mean that you have to forget. It just means that you can, it's okay to release yourself from those things that could that energy that could possibly be weighing you down. And it could even mean somebody that you were dealing with. But whatever the case may be, watch your back and pay attention to the red flags, and you really need to focus on healing. Because any situation that you get in, it's just going to be the same. It could be with a new person, but it's going to be the same thing over and over again. And you don't want that. You know, you don't want to miss out on a blessing, on someone that is great for you, because you're still bringing in things that you haven't resolved from the past. Job. It says, love what you do and do what you love. So, maybe, I don't know if this victory was a promotion, a job promotion, or you are starting a new job that's going to be paying you more, or what the deal is, but it's telling you that whatever it is that you are choosing to do is, you know, love it. Love what you do and do what you love. Especially if it has to do with helping people. I think that there's a certain type of gratification that people get when they're in jobs that actually help people. Also, flying. So I don't know if you're going to be taking a flight anytime soon or what, but it could mean flying in the literal sense, like you're going to be traveling, because that actually did come up in your reading. I don't know if there is, like, you're going to travel, maybe you're waiting, maybe this being patiently waiting on something has to do with you traveling to go see somebody. It says arise and see a higher point of view. So the deeper meaning is telling us that you need to not be so focused on maybe the literal sense of whatever it is that you're focusing on, but look at it in the bigger picture. What I also thought was interesting about this reading is that you could be messing with you may have met somebody over the internet and could be going to see them. It's very interesting. But anyway, it says, doctor, it says heal thyself. And so really that was the overall basis of this reading, is that you need to listen to spirit. And the biggest message is all about you healing. Forgiving and learning is part of healing. Forgiving yourself and learning from yourself is part of healing. I think, and I say this in every single reading, that a lot of times, you know, everything is already like pre-written. You just don't know. That's the thing. I think that that's where it gets tricky with people who read energy or do these type of things, because a lot of people are looking for certain types of answers, like, oh, what should I do next, or what's going to happen next, and really you're the one who's in control of what happens next. It doesn't matter what I tell you, it just matters what is. And the message, and that's why I read from a more spiritual standpoint, because it's important for you to understand, what's really the bigger picture, and the bigger picture, if you believe, is God, it's spirit, and I think that the transition is maybe the transition will be into a new job. Maybe you just got a new job. But whatever it is, there is healing seems to be the overall thing right here that stands out to me the most. And that's the biggest thing. It's not that you're not worthy or anything like that. Especially when it comes to love, you are definitely looked at as love. But it's also really important to heal, so that way you can have a more balanced relationship. You have to put that love back into yourself. And see, it's like your defenses were up. I don't know, I think that there was like maybe a dissatisfaction. I don't know if somebody tried to offer you, like you walked away from something, maybe a relationship. You walked away from something, I can tell you that. Maybe even a job. I don't know if it requires you to travel, but traveling is involved. Well, we've got traveling and flying, so, or maybe you just moved away from a certain energy, but there was a lot of emotional dissatisfaction. And see, with the love being in reverse, this is about you turning that love back into you. There's nothing, and if you're really trying to call in a soulmate or call in somebody you love, putting the love, like when people see other people, especially guys, because they're good at it, they can see when a woman is like really loving herself. They love a woman who's taking care of herself and just into what she's doing. That's what attracts them in the first place. You'll hear guys be like, oh yeah, you a go-getter, I love that. Yeah, but there's some type of blockage in communication due to the emotional dissatisfaction. I think that maybe, there's a block, like maybe somebody tried to come in and you just kind of block that, and you're not tempted anymore. Maybe you were in the past, but not anymore. But I think that you definitely are guarded, like your defenses are up. Yeah, and with the 3 of Pentacles or coins in reverse, it's just not a solid foundation. What I also noticed in this reading was that you had the internet. So I don't know if you're talking to somebody on the internet, or if you're going to be using the internet for your new job, or if you're going to be actually traveling for your job, or just that you're going to be taking a flight. It just says embrace the fact that you are the world. So those were the biggest things, but Doctor is the overall energy, and it says heal thyself. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do these angel cards, and I'm sorry that it didn't catch the reading before, and then I had to hurry this reading along. I just didn't, normally I put up the cards and I do it all over again, but I was like, no, not this time. Wow. All right, so this is interesting. Your angel cards say be kind. So I don't know if you are sharp with your words, but definitely be kind. It's not fair to lash out at other people when really it's not. The deeper issue is not really their fault. You may have triggers. They may have triggers with you. Maybe they're the ones that need to be kind, but just be kind. Also, self-love. Like I just stated, this is about you turning that love in yourself. It's easier for us to focus on other people than it is to focus on ourselves, but it's a strong message that in order for there to be some type of healing, you will have to turn this love into yourself, which means forgiving yourself, learning that in situations, sometimes things don't work out or things happen in our lives, and even though they may be out of our control, this is about you forgiving. Doesn't mean that you go to somebody, and you dredge up the past. It just means that you forgive it within yourself and with God. You know what I'm saying? Also, we have inquire. So this is about you inquiring. I don't know if you've been looking at flights to go somewhere, but it's definitely telling you to look into something for sure. And the overall energy is success. So maybe this has to do with the job or even relationship, but once healed, you really will see the success. And that's the overall energy, is that God is telling you that he wants you to be successful. He wants you, and see, growth is right under it. Wow. And what's right under that is pray. So praying will offer you the growth, and the growth will lead to your success. Whew, that was rough. All right, that was your reading. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna just do one more. Let's do the inner message. Nope, let's not. I'm not feeling it. First I thought I was, but this is where we need to end the reading. I don't know if this helped, but if it did, great. And hopefully you'll be able to understand. I'm sorry that it didn't record like the first time. I was having a hard time with this reading, but maybe something in this made sense to you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.